Hello everyone. I, Mr. Ajay Kharche, Assistant Professor on behalf of Konkan Gyanpith Rahul Dharkar College of Pharmacy and Research Institute Karzat, welcome all the eminent speakers, principals, professors, associate professors, assistant professors, industry persons, and my dear students to this 1 week EFDP come ESDP fourth global webinar series COVID-19 titled Global Entrepreneurship Startup Career Opportunities in Pharmacy, organized in collaboration with NCP, SPCP Professional Association and Indian Pharmaceutical Association. In this EFDP come ESDP, you will able to hear national as well as international speakers. With this, we got a huge response of participants for this EFDP come ESDP. We have got more than 1,000 response of participants from different states of India like Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Goa, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Delhi, Madhya Pradesh, Pondicherry, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Kerala, Punjab, Bihar, Sikkim, Jharkhand, and Maharashtra. This is a great initiative taken by our management and our beloved principal, Dr. Mohan Kale sir, to organize this online webinar series. Dear participant, today's webinar is going to deliver by Dr. Dharmesh Kharwar. Dharmesh Kharwar sir is the founder and director of NGB Laboratories Private Limited. Dharmesh sir has broad experience of more than 25 years of extensive cross-functional capabilities aided by a comprehensive knowledge of manufacturing, quality, regulatory, intellectual property, legal and business development in pharmaceutical industry. He works towards the goal of generating revenue by operating existing setups, executing new growth platforms, shaping strategy and business environment by the deployment of product and project portfolio resourcing, key account management, relationship building, scientific technology sourcing, deal due diligence, supply agreements, international sourcing, in and out licensing, co-marketing, debentures, etc. He has been associated with over 10 brands, which are among the top 300, including the number one oral antidiabetes in Indian pharmaceutical industry. Dharmesh sir is an active member in shaping drug regulations and pharmaceutical policy. Dharmesh sir has a master's degree in pharmaceutics from Department of Pharmaceutical Science, Nagpur University, and MBA from Jamnabai Bajaj Institute of Management Studies and CLP, USA. His previous assignment included position of director at Janssen J&J and recently as a director Global Supply Business Development MSD Pharmaceuticals Private Limited and ex-OPPI member, life member Indian Pharmaceutical Association. With this quick overview of Dr. Dharmesh Kharwar, I request our beloved principal, Dr. Mohan Kale sir, to say a few words about the today's session. So, principal sir, over to you.
Good evening, all of you, and welcome to this Global Entrepreneurship Startup Career Opportunities in Pharmacy, fourth webinar series organized by Konkan Gyanpith Rahul Dharkar College of Pharmacy and Research Institute, Karzat. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Dharmesh Kharwar, our student who has turned a great entrepreneur with his versatile experience, a knowledgeable person, talented from the beginning. In the college also, he was talented student, and with his skillful and traveled across the entire globe and work in different areas. And now he has started his own NGP Private Limited. He would share his expertise, experience to you. Dear students, he has been a constant motivator for our college students. He visited our college frequently, gave lectures, and really, Dharmesh, I must thank you on behalf of our college As well as I would like to thank our own association, Nagpur College of Pharmacy and Sharad Pawar College of Pharmacy, Nagpur Professional Association, which has, because of whom we could organize this two global entrepreneurship series throughout. Today, this is a first day of our uh, series, and I would like to say that the entire globe is affected and impacted by coronavirus, and the entire healthcare is ill-equipped to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic. The minute organism, the virus, has created mega problems throughout the globe. The pandemic and consequent lockdown have severely impacted various sectors, all types of businesses, including our academics. More than health crisis, it is a human, economic, and social crisis. Now, as a student, researchers, formulators, bioengineers, innovators, we all have to play a vital role in computing new ideas and innovations to overcome all the issues of corona crisis by leveraging, ideating, formulating, compounding to overcome all coronavirus crisis. Dear students, dear participants, faculty members, scope is tremendous in pharmaceutical science. You must have seen, learned during this COVID 3 months lockdown period. There are n number of challenges and opportunities. You have seen that we did not have any type of PPE kit manufacturing in India, but now there is a different story. Likewise, we could manufacture rapid testing kits. We could bring more ventilators with automobile industry. So likewise, things can be done provided you make this opportunity in a right direction. So during this 3 months lockdown period, I have learned, or everybody has learned, that two things are very important. One is patience, and the other thing is silence. Patience make you mentally strong. Always have patience. And silence makes you emotionally strong. With these two words, I would like to say that with these two great things, you make yourself energetic, strong, and be prepared for the doing good work. Being this career-oriented series, before Corona, I used to say that everyone will get job, but won't get expected salary. Everybody could get job, but the now position is different. We can say that not everyone will get job, but will get expected salary or even more, or fortunes or rewards, provided you search for an opportunity, a better opportunity with your choice and not by chance. So by chance it's not enjoyable, but by choice it will always be enjoyable. So during this 3 months period, you have to see that you hibernate, keep silence, as I said, have patience, hibernate as frog hibernate to save from the cold or from extreme heat. So in the same, we have to go on, but study for few years, few months, prepare for your competitive exams, do efforts to develop and not to achieve. Research your area, surrounding area for market. Don't count money. Enjoy your work. There is tremendous scope in pharmacy. We will go day by day, and I will let you know the things. What is the future scope in our pharmaceutical field later on. Today we have a guest who will talk with you, but just keep these two things in mind, that you have to be ready. You have to get additional skills during this lockdown period, and you have to proceed further. So I would like to invite Mr. Dharmesh for your further talk. Please, Dharmesh sir.
Okay, thank you, Kale sir. And you cannot thank us. Actually, it is an honor and privilege to be invited by you to to be taught by you, to be guided by you, and today we are only here because of
Thank
you.
you.
So all thanks to you,
Thank you.
sir. And thank you for all
Welcome.
the organizers as well as the students, the faculty, and anyone else who has been participating. Could be our ex-colleagues, etc., and ex-students. So welcome everyone, and it's my honor and privilege to be addressing the first talk in the a fantastic series of lineup of the various star performers and talkers that you have arranged. So all the best to you and everyone for this entire series of webinars that has been arranged for the benefit of the students. I will not take much more time, but the topic is very interesting and very relevant. The entrepreneurship in today's days and the career in the new normal. So I have been giving talks earlier as well, and just to give some brief introduction after what I've been given, sir has given, I'll take you through my current company right now. You already know about Johnson and Johnson and Merck Sharp Dome, that is Merck USA. So I'll just take you briefly through my current business, which I've started after leaving. So I just want to see if my screen is visible as soon as it's done. I'm doing it now. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible.
So this is where I'm currently sitting. This is our own factory in Surat, Gujarat, and I ensured that before COVID we get the WHO GMP. It's the company is just 1 year old, and I'll just tell you a story. While I just skip to the slide, you can read the slide. I'll not explain the slides. So you can just read the slides while explaining something which happened, how I went. So after a 25-year-old career with Johnson and Johnson, Merck Sharp Dome, FDC Limited, my earlier things, there was a time which happened, which I said that we have to start our own business, and then I talked to our family, and the family said that we already have a diversified business, which is textiles, chemicals, etc., and we have already 400 people plus. Why don't you start a new vertical? So in that sense, there was an idea, and I had the necessary resources to start this business. And essentially, because of my background, I originally proposed that we should start a marketing company so that the capital investment is not initially there, and later on we can start investing in the plant. But over here, the belief was that we'll start manufacturing and do the opposite way. We can start adding marketing later because of some resources that were available in terms of land and things like that. So we started that, and we built the plant. So I worked completely with a couple of people. We didn't have any team, but I employed a very good consultant and a very good contract to build the plant. Took all the necessary team members, the basic core members, and we started actually the equipment purchases in January 2018, and by March 2019 our plant had been inspected and the license was granted. So in that 15 months period, we have completed the plant and all the activities within that. We even got the state GMP certificate, and recently, within 24 months of starting the factory, we got the WHO GMP. Starting the factory, I mean the first, the first installation of the equipment in 24 months after all qualification, we got qualified by WHO GMP. We also took membership in PharmExcel. We are part of Antimicrobial Resistance Alliance membership, which is part of companies who are making any antibiotics very responsible manner, where the top companies are there. And the reason is that we have kind of zero discharge facility, and we all microbial waste, all solid waste, scraps, sludge, everything is environmentally controlled and protected. And we recycle all the water that we have. And we have, currently it's a dedicated cephalosporin formulation plant as per international guidelines for uncoated, film coated, hard gelatin, dry powder, direct compression, pilot plant, and injectable line will also come with new dosage forms. So these are some of the capacities. We can do 5 crore tablets, 4 crore capsules, and 24 lakh bottles, blister packing, strip packing, DC granules per month. And here we don't have any issues on power or water, etc. We have a team of all the functions which are there, and this is the general layout of the plant based on 4 levels of ground floor is the manufacturing on the left hand side. Air handling units are in the middle floor with the conference room, cafeteria, training hall, etc. And then we have on the lab and the administration area on the first floor with empty area for the new blocks of injectable or any dosage form available. On the terrace, we have certain utilities. So building is all as per the GMP. I just skip that. We have ERP for pharma, especially called Pharma Cloud. These are some of the sections. These are the equipment that we have all. So we have 3 kinds of granulation lines, wet granulation, but it's only solvent based. Then we have a dry granulation, and we have a dry syrup line. So for that, we have various equipment. These are processes. So these are the views of the plant. And we have all the latest equipment. We see wet granulation completely closed loop, where we do not expose the powder. We have a roll compactor automatic system, as well as Ariza press, a fully automated press with no manual controls. Everything is automated. We have a low humidity coating machine with 300 kg capacity, and automatic coating pan and sprayer. We have a blister packing machine which is of BQS, and this is the capsule section which has the complete integrated line. This can give 90,000 capsules per hour, and this is the dry syrup line, which is fully integrated line for dry syrup filling of various practices. In the laboratory, we have everything which is required. So HPLC, UV, FTI, TOC of all Shimadzu connected to a laboratory server. So we have a separate server for laboratory and GMP data, including stability data and all the other instruments which are there. You can see some of them here. So we have walking stability chamber for all 4 zones, conditions, etc. And we have a dedicated micro section. We have a sterility area also for future expansion. And this is the milli water we use for HPLC analysis. We have UPS backup, and all balances that we have in the company are Metla balances with printers and things like that. And this is all backed by quality management systems, which you might have studied, where we do all the investigation, deviation, out of spec, root cause analysis, change management, improvement, quality risk management, APR, etc. And these are some of the major utilities like boiler, transformer, etc. that we have to run the plant. So this is a sample AHU where we have building management system. We can computer control everything from here. And this is the water system, where while our product does not need any water to be added in it because it's a non-aqueous formulation, still we have United States pharmacopoeia grade water with reverse osmosis and EDI in all SS loop continuous circulation. And these are some of the graphics around that of the loops. And we have safety system and diesel generator, boilers, common steam, and servers, etc. These are some of the products that we are, some of the products that you can see. So there are a lot of domestic as well as export things that we do, and that is about the company background. Now, why I decided to become an entrepreneur is that essentially after working in a corporate environment, experience many things, we have to put that knowledge to use. Sometimes, people who have just educational background can put that knowledge to good use. It's not necessary to work 25 years to become an entrepreneur, because at that time we were in a different mindset that after studies we should get a job. But today's world is completely different as compared to what we had at that time. And sure, there were entrepreneurs then also, but to get the necessary resources, sometimes it will take early, sometimes it will take more time. So for me, it took a bit more time. But if I had to rewind the back clock, I would start this journey much earlier. So that's the first message I would like to say, that if you have some ideas, just discuss with few people. It could be ex-students, your professors, and we will connect you and actually get your business idea started. Just for example, I'll tell you new normal. Just Sir said in the COVID 3 months, there were hibernation. Now, let me tell you some simple examples. So while my company is running and we just were shut for 3 days after Janta curfew, and we are continuously working since then. Um, I was working also on multiple things where I had taken some entrepreneurship beyond what I was doing. So, for example, the first thing that happened was that because of the infection which is happening, and here in the Surat area in Maharashtra, etc., I knew a lot of people who were doing different things. So, actually, I helped start some new entrepreneurs. For example, there was a requirement that face shields are more protective than face mask alone. So face shields were not actually available in India. Nobody was wearing them except industrial masks and industrial shields. So there was a big gap, and I had a lot of friends who were getting infected because some of them are in police, some of them in railway, some of them are in municipality, etc. So they were saying, what can you do immediately? Then some calls actually started coming that how do we run a factory because the workers are getting infected. Because while pharma is an essential services, how to keep the factory running? Because if workers get infected, how will we supply the medicines and how will we run the show? So then that came an idea saying that if we take simple polyethylene sheet or PVC sheet, we can make simple face shields. So in the interim, I shared the entire video to all the companies, pharma companies in the within very 2-3 days of the lockdown. After the company started, how to make in very few small amount existing packaging material and make a face shield out of it. So that first thing I started, and then I shared the idea. And then after that, once we were all done with it, we were starting giving to others. And finally, I said it's time to make it more available. So I contacted certain people who are making PET sheets for, when you buy new clothes, then in this there is this plastic thing which comes in the collar, and then there is this butterfly thing which comes, which is all plastic material. Then there is the something they will put over here to make it stiff. It's called shirt packaging or things it's called. So they were making PET sheets, polyethylene tetrahydride sheets. I told them that, and he was sitting around, and I contacted a few. I didn't know them, but I told them that, do you want to work in this environment? He said there is no work because all factories are shut down. There is no one making any clothes anymore, and then there is no one willing to buy these materials which I'm making, and I'm shutting down losses. I said I'll give you volumes of something that you will have to make on your own. Only thing you have to do is that you have to maintain a certain quality and specification. And he said, so I gave him a demonstration of how to make a face shield. And today he's making lakhs and lakhs of face shield just because I gave him my idea that instead of making, these packings and stiffeners for shirts, he should start making and using that same machine to make sheets for face shields. So today he's doing, and now many have come up. As many as I could give idea to. Many people have converted their production of shirt stiffeners to face shield, and that is what they are doing. Another thing that happened was that there are many people who were earlier doing some servicing job and they were now jobless. And I said that today, if you want to start some work, what is that most desirable work? Decontamination of places. Decontamination of places is big requirement, and in pharma we always doing decontamination. We use various things like the materials and foggers and everything where we can get sterile environment. So I told a lot of people that if you are having people available free, then they can start decontamination various facilities, various premises which are not pharma, like offices, warehouses, and tomorrow when the time comes, schools, colleges, and all those things, because you need to keep it very hygienic and you need to keep it very clean. So then I've connected some of the people that we were using to connect them to service providers who would take these foggers, take the solution, and then they would start implementing at various offices which are opening, various other companies who don't normally do sanitization. So this is not the regular sanitization which the municipality comes with and sprays liquid. That liquid will spoil your computers, will spoil your electronic gadgets. We have special foggers where they will coat all your all your furniture and things like that, but it will not spoil them. So these are just two ideas. There are ideas about masks that we did, ideas about other PP equipment and things. How the manufacturer of a garment or how manufacturer of some material can start making PP. So last 3 months have been that while my business, my team was running, I was trying to connect people who are sitting around, not doing able to do anything, and giving them ideas of how they can actually make best use of the resources that they have and start a new product, a new service, or a new business. So this is what I did for this. Similarly, what is going to be the future as the new normal, and what is the new normal is going to be? This virus is just one example of a challenge. Every time when we get into a business, we get different new challenges. Someday there will be import duty which will happen. Someday it will happen that some drugs are banned. Someday it will happen some new drug is approved and which is your competition, and your product doesn't work. Someday it will be some marketing thing will happen. Today, what is the latest challenge for the pharma industry? Coming to the pharma industry back. Today, the latest challenge for pharma industry in terms of a sales or a marketing professional is that doctors are very wary of social distancing, and they are not willing to come close to a sales rep. The sales rep are not willing to come too close to the patients. So what has happened is, what we used to see is, if you remember how the doctors used to have queues outside your clinic of patients, and the MR used to wait, the sales rep used to wait, sales associate to wait outside, wait his turn, talk to doctor, talk to him for 1-2 minutes, whichever he gets, few seconds, and then meet the doctor, give his sample, show his literature, and go away. Today, the situation is that the associations are saying, please do not come and visit us. We know your product, we'll write your product. And they will just see, okay, if you don't know anything, we will ask you. Otherwise, we'll go online, and there are hundreds of resources. But so today, if you see the sales reps, the job, the description of the job is now in question, that how will a salesperson operate? So this is one question which is there. So let's put one question aside. What do we do if you want to enter a sales profession? This is not only with pharma. Today, the insurance agencies also, what are the insurance agencies wanting? They are not able to interact with these people. They are not able to interact with the customer. Banking people, you talk about any other people who are doing sales by meeting a person. So those people, all the sales professional, frontline sales people, have to change the method of working. So pharma professional, because doctor is the influencer, is one of the most affected because of the prescriptions. How will it go? Who will it go to? How will he come to know? How will that sales credit come, etc. So that is one question which is there, which will happen as sales. Second is in terms of production. What is the supply chain going to be? How the supply chains are going to work with all the geopolitics which is going on with China, USA? How you can secure your own supply chain if you are in manufacturing? So that is a question for manufacturing. Then third is research. Everybody is trying to make some or the other research for these things which is related to COVID. Some of them is very high investment, like vaccines or drugs or molecules, and very high risk also. So there are research things also. So there are a lot of opportunities, but a lot of challenges. Question is, first, in your mind, you are students, maybe about to pass out or still going to pass in 1 year or so. How do you make a career shift as per the new normal? Because every day there is a new challenge. That new challenge is the new normal, and that is something which we are here to discuss. And I will take your questions later on, and we can answer. I'll try to answer as many as they can, and rest you can send to your your college, and I can definitely answer individual ones as they come. So now, how do you answer these questions? If you are interested looking at a career in sales before the COVID and after the COVID with the new situation, how do you reimagine sales? What is sales? So for example, I'll give you a different example at the time before going to pharma. An insurance salesman, if you have taken ever insurance, medical insurance or a term line insurance, he comes with a certain insurance company badge. He will seek an appointment if you give him time, and he'll be pestering you till you give him time. And then one fine day you just give up and say, come on a Sunday or a Friday evening or a Saturday, whichever your holiday is, and he will then take your 2 hours or 3 hours to explain the policy to you, and he'll try to sell you the policy or the unit link policy and all those things. And those things he will then explain to you on a piece of paper. He would write every kind of calculation saying that this is what you will get. If the market, if it's unit link, this is the market link. If it's Mediclaim, these are excluded, these are included, this is your premium, this is your family cover, this is your exclusions, etc. If it's term life, what medical you have to do. So all those things he will write, he'll interact with you, and finally he will ensure that you give him a check, and then he will start the process. Whether you have not yet decided, he will not give you much option to move around, because he knows that tomorrow if you say, let me think, then that sale is gone and the incentives are gone, and finally how will he do with his simple salary? Because most salesmen uh, world over, mostly in India definitely, that they have working on incentives, and incentives form a major part of these things. So now with nobody ready to meet you, this is an example of insurance. And same thing when apply to doctor. If they are not ready to meet you with all the masks and all the things that you have worn, and they don't know you every day, they don't know where you have gone, how will you face it? So today the time has come to reimagine the sales paradigm. And how is it that I have reimagined? This is my view. You can take various steps out of it and change it the way you want, but take that effort. Take that effort before you ask for a job. Take that effort when you are interviewing for the job. Take that effort when you are on the job. And what is that effort? What are we as pharmacists? First, remember our oaths, our pharmacist oath, which we do in college. We had also taken an oath that we will take patient responsibility very seriously. And with that, if you keep that in mind, you move your role from just ensuring the doctor writes your prescription to actually becoming part of the community and ensuring that the patient, the doctor, and the pharmacist, all three are part of the same network. So today, what the problem in India is? The problem in India is doctor does not have time to see the patient even before COVID. Hardly few minutes, because there is a long queue, except if it's a specialist. And with so many patients, he does not have time for sales rep also. So what does he do? He will just ask patient for some things. He may have asked for some reports. He'll write a prescription. He said, come after 1 week. If nothing is okay, just give me a call. And the patient goes away. And based on the reputation, he'll charge his fees. Today, the patient is taking this to the chemist shop. He is filling the prescription. He goes home, and then he suddenly forgets actually I have to take it. If the doctor has written legibly, then it's fine. Some pharmacies write those prescriptions and convert it to your pack label. There's 101 and things like that, 1010 and things like that, before meal, after meal. Some ideal pharmacies do that, but mostly they will not do that. So what happens? Patient forgets to take the medicine. Patient may do interaction. Patient may take it before after meal. Patient may not get the right therapy at the right time in the right effect. Patient may not follow proper diet. Patient may not do a lot of things, which means that the patient may come back and he will still have, then the doctor will change the therapy. Again, he'll come back and he'll keep on suffering. And this is what happens to many cases. So what is the role of the pharmacy now if you are to do this service? And I'm not saying that you have to do this only when you are getting into a job. You can do this service even now that college is suppose is not there. You can go to a clinic and ask your family doctor. You can ask your neighborhood doctor, doctor, I want to help your patient. Your patient is such that he is not able to do telecommunication. Like in that, they will charge 500 rupees. 500 rupees they will charge to do tele communication and tele prescription and things like that. But sometimes the doctor needs to see the patient. So how you can assist? So you can talk to these doctors under the aegis of IPA, under the aegis of your college, that how you help the patient before and after preparation for the doctor, so that doctor has more information of the patient And after he's seeing the doctor, the pharmacist, which we are, is educating more to the patient, saying, these are the things which doctor said. He has given you a short prescription, but if you do these things, then it'll be all right for you. This is the things you should follow, and counsel him. And it'll be surprising for you to know is that in US and Europe, the pharmacists are not actually in pharmaceutical manufacturing industry. They are all out there, and all my friends and my classmates, who are there with me, some of them with BPharm and then at MPharm. Many of them are in USA, and they are actually counselors. They are pharmacists, but they are counselors. They are guiding patients how to live a healthy life once a doctor has given them a prescription. And doctors may come and go, but the counselor is the key for the health, and how much respect they get because they are able to spend time. So today is that time that changed the pharmaceutical sales profession from someone who's looked at saying that he's come to ask for prescription, he's come to ask for sale, and change it to someone he's come to help my patient and he's come to help his health. From that, I know Kale sir has been working a lot on these lines, but I think I request sir to pull out all those things that he has done in terms of patient benefit, patient support, and call all the doctors meeting because he has those connect and say, we are here to help you. You cannot see the patient for a long time. Patient is not able to come all the way because of this lockdown movement, curfew happening, traveling not allowed, transport not working. And now we can help you connect and be the bridge between you and the patient. And this is how we will give service of some of our time. And even if it's a company can provide various things. Let's say today the company can provide a certain number of kind of kiosk or informative booths or various things that the patient can prepare himself and go inside the chamber, give his full introduction about his symptoms and things like that by proper formats or questionnaire or something which is very interactive. It could be simple. The pharmacist guys of the company does his volunteering work. What he does is, what he can do is, every company says, okay, I give so many volunteering hours to a doctor, so I'll give 10 hours to this doctor this month, which means the sales rep who was just sitting inside the chamber waiting for his turn is outside actually trying to help the patient by filling up various information, which he does not keep because that is for not required as for privacy reason. But he'll feed into the doctor's database. So the doctor, by the time the patient enters the chamber, the information is available of the patient and all the entire report is there. And he just has to read that. Doctor takes just 10 seconds to understand what this is about. He will make a better judgment about the patient, do a better prescription, and everything will be fine. So faster turnaround, lesser interaction, and the pharma industry colleague, the sales rep is able to help the patient as well as the doctor by volunteering to help the entire healthcare. So this is one which I've said for the sales side. So if you have any questions around this, ideas around this, you can post it later on in the QA session, and I will put that. Second part is manufacturing. In manufacturing, what is happening? So I said we have to do a lot of protective measures, etc. in the manufacturing, and we know that we were wearing full gowning already in our factory, and that's the reason we have to be able to do. But at the factory level, we have to do a lot of checks so that people who are entering, who are coming, who are going, we are as a factory are not a source of the contamination, and we are testing ourselves and we ourselves are maintaining a good level of hygiene, which we are testing, we are at least self-certifying, etc. But this is more about the precautions of operation. What to do about actual supply chain? The supply chain today is a little bit still erratic. For pharma, it has improved. There were a lot of issues at import and export hubs, but everything has been streamlined and billions of dollars worth exports have happened, and thousands of tons of cargo has been exported already from the country. Today, all the other exports of all the other sectors have stopped, but our pharma sector is one sector which is continuing earning money for our country. And we are the pharmacy of the world. So if you are of a mindset of manufacturing, supply chain, logistics, I'll give you an example. During the lockdown, I was in Mumbai, and today I'm in Surat. This is the factory in Surat, and I had to do a lot of things. What I said, these entrepreneurial ideas that I had to receive samples, take samples, send it to people who wanted these things. They had to see them. So there was no transportation. I could not move out of my own flat in Mumbai. But there was a service called VFast, and those who are in Mumbai, they will know that VFast courier is something that happened, and at very nominal charge of maybe 100 rupees, 60 rupees, small distances, they used to carry on scooter. They had managed to take. So I did my entire movement of supply chain using that small service. Then I had to move bigger goods. All the regular courier services had stopped. But there are companies like Delivery and others which were working, which had online booking. They had tied up with some local truck fellows. They got them permits to move around the states, and I could ship all my goods, and raw materials would come. And so that is what supply chain. So if you are interested in pharma supply chain, this is a very good model where if you are interested in that today, if you are able to put the supply chain in very seamless manner, that tomorrow, let's say today there is wave, we have unlock one, but tomorrow if the the infection spreads, they might again do lockdown. Though everybody says no, their local administrations may suddenly say, I want to do a lockdown for 1 week or 10 days. Now, if you are a supply chain person and if you cannot enter your material or take out your material, how do you work? So there are ways in which you have to take opportunity in ensuring a seamless supply chain. Come what may, you have tied up with certain agencies which in normal case you don't use, but in special cases they have permissions and you can ensure your supply chain is happening. So these are supply chain and manufacturing things. Now, what to do about the manufacturing of the opportunities? Now, today, if I can count in COVID, since day one, the number of drugs which come into media and suddenly become talk of the town, the flavor of the season, they come and go. And latest is dexamethasone now. You must have heard yesterday. It's a very low cost, in India's price control, very cheap drug, very economical drug. And that is now the flavor of season. So everybody is making that dexamethasone. Before that, everybody was making hydroxychloroquine. Before that, everybody was making paracetamol, azithromycin. They were making lopinavir, ritonavir, or favipiravir. So all this and latest another one which is going to be launched in another week or so is remdesivir. So remdesivir injection, 5-6 companies are already manufacturing licenses they've got, and then after that they will start supplying to India. Now we have to understand what is being used where. So if you are into a manufacturing and you are a planner, a marketing planner, out of all these 7 items, assuming you can make all of them, which one will you make? For that, you need to actually have a study of how this disease is progressing. There is a lot of WhatsApp things which are circulating, but really what makes sense is remdesivir is applicable at more early stages. Dexamethasone is applicable at terminal stages where a lot of ventilation and a lot of breathing difficulties are there. Paracetamol and azithromycin is a general case where you get fever and then if you get infection. So there are all these cases. You have to understand which one is going to get sold how, and where is the opportunity. Whether you are working in domestic sector, you are working in export sector, which one are you going to bet on? And these kind of viruses, etc., may keep on coming and going because the world has many viruses which are willing to jump into a human mutation, and these things may keep on happening. Like bacteria are there. There are resistant bacteria. There's a resistant virus. There are opportunities, like Kale sir was saying, in testing devices, in testing labs. So, for example, one more example which comes in laboratory. One more thing I came to mind was that a BSL-4, BSL-3 is required to do a laboratory. The contractor who has made my factory, now you can see some of this. The laboratory is there. I'm not able to zoom, but you can see on the left hand side of the screen, there is a laboratory over there, and it is, some of them areas are, negative pressure and things like that. I told the manufacturer of these systems that make standalone unit, and you can start selling these units to various governments where they don't have laboratories, like Northeast government, like Assam or Nagaland or Mizoram, hilly areas, where they don't have labs, but they have people. They have to test them. How do you do that? And that experience came because I had done a vaccine project in Sikkim, along with few of my colleagues, where we did supply chain project of cold chain management. So these are the ideas which will come, that what do you manufacture? You can even start manufacturing some of these rooms, which may not be a pharma area, but there is a need. So the key here is that we are spending too much time on our mobile phones, and we are seeing all kinds of rerun garbage and all kinds of many times fake news and the same forwards which come on 20 groups. What you need to do ideally is that get away from all that secondary information. Your first source of information for anything should be the origination of website. Like for this disease, if you want sources, you see CDC USA, you see WHO, these 2 3 sites, and you see CDSCO India. Do not see any of the forwards, do not see, because that information may be old, that information may have changed. So unless it is from a verified source, do not trust all that data which is happening on COVID and all kinds of information which comes. So make credible sources. When you read credible sources and you see that where the need gaps are, you will come to know where the need gaps are, which areas you want to enter. And those are the areas, if you feel strongly about it, then you can say investment will be available. So for example, Tata has invested in a generic pharmacy, which started by a very young chap, hardly very in his 20s, and he has started this taking products from manufacturers at low rates and selling it to various people. So these are generic pharmacies. So you can decide what you want to do wherever the problem is, and once you address those need gaps, you can grow it bigger and bigger, and definitely the funding will come, sponsors will come, and people will be after you if you have a great idea. Same way for research, and I'm just taking 4 5 minutes more, and then we'll open it to question and session. Same for research. Today, there are so many people who have developed testing kits. There are small companies in Pune, and Kade sir is also aware about it. There are some friends and relatives who have got approvals to make those kits, and they are selling those kits. I have some nearby factories who are making lots of diagnostics. So you can say that if you have good hand in microbiology or good hand in biochemistry or chemistry, you can start working on those kits. I personally also need some kits for identification. I'm working with IIT and others, but if there is someone willing to do that research, they can definitely do it. Basically, I'm looking for a kit which will say that a person has fever. The kit should be able to identify this is bacterial fever, viral fever, fungal fever, or a protozoal fever. If it's a bacterial fever, it's a gram negative or gram positive fever. Then you can prescribe a proper antibiotic. Same way for virus. So you can't identify virus simply using a kit, but now there is technology available. So someone who can develop the kits. So it's a wide, big field, and the key is that the career in the new normal is not only a job, but it is what you can do to protect the health of yourself, of your friends, your family, and your community, and India and the world as a whole. That will be your key to your career in the new normal, where you are constantly informed of the realities of this industry through genuine sources, not second-hand WhatsApp forwards or Instagrams or anything. There are credible YouTube channels you can see. There are credible news sites you can follow, and government websites which are there. And there you will see a lot of opportunities. For example, for Government of India, there is a portal called G for Goa, E for elephant, M for mother, GEM portal, gem.gov. You can register your idea today also. If you have, if you are a student, and this happens all the time in USA, students form companies. Companies become big. They get investment. They get listed on the stock exchange. If you can do research right now, and then the royalty will be shared with your college. This is how even IIT works. This is how even your college can work. You can propose. If you have a solid idea, I'm sure the management will share the intellectual property cost as well as take the share of the royalty and help you fund and move forward certain of these ideas. And these ideas can then become commercial products. People like me can help you shape the ideas. Not me alone, but there are various of our students who are there who can take your idea and make it commercial. So we are there to help you if you have some product or service in mind, and we can help you shape that and help it develop. So whenever you are doing projects also in college, don't do projects which are not going to be useful, because they will just get you marks, but they will not get you any experience. Today, in the career in the new module, new normal, what they will ask is, in the last 3 months, what did you do? That is the question they will ask. Whenever I'm hiring anyone, I'm asking them, last 3 months, what did you do? And immediately we come to know this person is having some knowledge he's gained. He may not have done some business already, but at least he's gained thorough knowledge, or he has started some work, or he has done community service as an NGO helper or a volunteer, or he said, I'll try to help someone in some other manner. So we are seeing that who's done what in these 3 months, and that is the key between a career in the old normal and career in the new normal, because every time we are going to change and the people are going to change and the situation will change, and it is our own job to take care of our careers. Like even in the company, like multinational Johnson and Johnson or Merck Sharp Dohme, they said the first thing that they say is your career growth is your own responsibility. The company will just help you support your career growth. So what I did before I became an entrepreneur with an E, I was an intrapreneur with an I, where I used to actually do business in the company for the company by getting them ideas and projects and massive different kind of things I used to do. It used to take a lot of effort to do anything in a large corporate, which is having very strict rules and regulations, but still we made them. So it is not that only when you are a business person you can do things. When you are in a regular job also, you can do a lot of things if your ideas are well thought, well read, and well implemented. So that is something which I want to stay with. So opportunity is endless. The sky is the limit which you want to do. And if you believe in yourself, if you talk to people, and whether you are confused or you are clear, talk to the people. And I'm sure if you talk to someone, you'll be guided by someone. And that's my guarantee, because I've already found success in that. So we are ending exactly at 6 o'clock my talk about career in the new normal with some examples, and we can now open to question and answer, sir. Thank you. Sir, just tell me the format of Q&A. How should I go about it?
Sir, I will post some questions on this display. So please answer that question. The question is visible to you?
Yeah, it's visible. Ameya has asked a question. Sir, how can small pharmacies overcome economies of scale benefits of retail pharma chain? Okay. Okay,
Ask me
I
the
will
question.
start.
Please answer.
Yeah, I will answer this question. So small pharmacies. Now, what is the Uberization
Okay.
aggregation? Can they hear me correct? Can they see the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir. The question is visible.
okay, I'll go ahead and answer the question. So small pharmacies overcoming economies of scale benefits of retail pharma chains. So there are two, three things which are happening in this sector. uh, what we call is Uberization or the Olaization of everything. This is what is happening. It has happened to hotels with Oyo hotels. It has happened to taxis with Uber. It has happened to various food chains. It has happened to various things, and including e-pharmacies. Now, what the pharmacy regulation requires a lot of licensing, which if it is placed, small pharmacies can benefit. How it benefits? I'll give you an example of Oyo Hotel. Oyo Hotel is something very simple, which says, I have a hotel, I have so many rooms about it. This is your app. You connect that to app. it's a live counter, and it will show vacancies and it will show filling. The bookings are done, and the aggregator makes a fee. Same way, if you book a cinema theater ticket through an app, same principle is there. Same principle applies to pharmacies. Today, the pharma associations, which are not part of the retail pharma chains, the AIOCD, have developed their own apps, and those apps are connected to the inventory system, and that inventory system is real time. While retail pharma chain inventory may not be real time, the AIOCD system claims to be real time, which means that if the system goes live and there is some status, and I'm not caught up recently what that status is, but I've seen a demo of it, that if once those systems go live and they connect it to the app, anybody who will connect to the All India Chemist and Druggist Association app will see actual live inventory. Sometimes we see retail pharma chains, online chains, product not available, out of stock, not available, out of stock. But in this case, the small pharmacies, if they are connected to a real-time inventory system, which is connected to the barcode billing system, you will see actually which pharmacy around you is having the product that is there and what price is they are getting sold at. So this is how retail pharmacies can overcome economies of scale of retail pharma chain. And the pharmacies, local pharmacies have their boys already. They are anyways giving, and they know every flat number, everything. And in COVID situation, they will be more trusted than some unknown people coming in some scooter. So this is how retail pharmacies can meet their associations and say, let's roll out the app, let's implement it in at least my area inventory is seen, and those people will see that my area and my people, I will tell them to install this app, I'll give them discount so that they will order only through me. Because I am guaranteeing that if you see it on my shelf, it is there, and if it is not there, in half an hour, 1 hour, I'll get it from my distributor. So they don't have to wait 1 day, half day, 2 days, which these other pharmacy chains is taking. So I hope this answers your question. If a question is answered, you can do thumbs up. If it is not answered, feel free to do thumbs up. And there are only two options. There is no so thumbs up for full answer, thumbs down for bad answer.
Sir, there is another question from Roshan Samartha, that is it time COVID to start with our own pharma sales and marketing company, or should wait for some months?
Today, as I said, today the time is to get into patient support, and pharma sales will follow. So today, what is happening? What are the three things which are happening? Either someone is not infected, someone is asymptomatic or little bit less symptomatic, or he is highly symptomatic and he is admitted in some COVID hospital or something. Those who are at COVID hospital have been taken care of their own doctors, etc. Those who are less symptomatic are being given by their own doctors, whatever they are. And those who are non-symptomatic or they are not infected, they are just moving around. Today, if you want to sell something as a pharma sales marketing company, when products are all available on the chemist store, what is the need gap did you find in these three scenarios? Where you see an opportunity for your company, which is not a pharma company, but a healthcare company. Pharma is a small part of healthcare. So you should start a healthcare company. What it will do if you have a small area. So there are some things. We have some of our students also, like Dr. Roshan. Dr. Roshan has an app, for example, which is having a system where it will connect your pathology lab, it will connect your pharmacy, it will connect your doctor and everything. Today, people don't know about Dr. Roshan. They will not install that app. Going to a pathology lab to get even a COVID test done is a problem. Then getting the medicine is a problem because you have to go out and everything. The building has quarantined you. How will you do? So whoever can give a healthcare package by going to society, housing society, colony, etc. See, I'll give you the whole package. If somebody is home quarantined, this is what I'll do. If somebody wants a test done, this is what I'll do. Somebody wants a doctor consultation, this is what I do. So if you are able to do a healthcare package, then today insurance is a big thing. COVID insurance people are wanting. अभी now उसमें वो medical checkup करना है, वो medical checkup वाले को आने नहीं दे रहे building में. If you solve all these problems and barriers, you start a healthcare company. Pharmaceutical sales, so you just have to make one call to your local pharmacy saying, you send my brand over there. And that brand can be your brand. It can be your set of products which are required right now. And then it can follow. So that should be a small portion of your marketing. But your major portion should be the barriers that are currently there in servicing this. And tomorrow, once this COVID goes away, and we all hope and we are working towards that, what will happen is that when you're tied up this entire network, that society, that colony, that lane, that mohalla will be saying, okay, let me go to this person and he is one-stop solution and he'll connect everything and मुझे सब एक ही जगह पे मिल जाएगा, all my problems are solved. So that way you develop a completely unique business model. You take up existing businesses and connect all of them and start enrolling people into this kind of service wherein it's called annual maintenance of a person. We do annual maintenance of a machine, do AMC of people. अभी सब अलग अलग करना पड़ता है. डॉक्टर का अलग जाने का है, दवाई का अलग करने का है, इंश्योरेंस अलग करने का है, ये अलग करने का है. You have to give one stop solution where everything processes through you, and since you are knowledgeable, you have to give one or two doctors, this, that, and you start your company, which you are required for anyway for a marketing company. So it's not that you have to wait. You don't have to wait for anything. You start your healthcare company right now. And there are many marketing companies who are waiting for, trying to meet doctors. Unka hi rapport leke, you connect all of them. Connect a logistic guy to a marketing guy to a pathology lab guy to a doctor and make an ecosystem and create a unique business model which will be based on your relationship, your care and your question. So I'll take the next question now.
Yes, sir. The next question is from Atharva Chauhan. That as a UG student, how can I took myself to an innovative manner?
Okay, if I understand the question correctly, how he can improve his innovativeness or how he can be innovative. How to create that sense of innovation in him, if I understand the correct question correctly. So basically, there are 2 or 3 ways. There are like what we call in India, we are jugadu. So there are some people who are inherently jugadu types, and they try to be innovative in whatever they do. And something or the other they'll be doing from childhood. So there is that one type. Then there is a second type who wants to do it by process or a method, and they are not inherently innovative, but they are doing it via a method. For that, I would suggest that there are very books. So there are, if you see books on invention, lateral thinking, and so many ideas generation, thousands of books are there which are available online. Most of them are free. If not free, you can invest in a small Kindle app or something and read them. But most of it, all this is free on internet. No need to buy anything. So everything is free, and they will tell you how to train your mind to an innovative approach. That how to train your mind, and I cannot explain this now because it's a completely one full day workshop of how you can start thinking in an innovative manner. But you can start looking at other people who have been innovative. There are books that they have done invention internationally and India, and that will give you ideas what the problem was and what their solution was. So if you are inherently jugadu, you don't need any innovation training. But if you are not, read those books, see those examples, see those YouTube videos, and finally you will get to it. Okay, next question. Which skills are mandatory now to build up by every fresher in pharmacy domain after post-COVID situation? Because now job market scenario has changed completely. Yes, it's true. Job market scenario has changed, but jobs have not gone away. Let me tell you, going by the Einstein's theory that energy cannot be created nor destroyed; it just transforms itself from one to another. So, same way, jobs are not destroyed; they just get transformed from one type of a job to another type of a job. So, for pharmacy students, as I said, because we are trained in so many different domains, we know chemistry, we know physics, we know biology, we know pharmacology, we know pharmacognosy. Today there are some of our ex-students who have built homeopathy businesses, and they have done a lot of homeopathy manufacturing and sales in this, because Ayush, government of India has said homeopathy is also using. Some people have entered Ayurveda after doing pharmacognosy. They are selling that. Some people have done into hospital domain, so they are making hospital supplies. So today, if you have studied pharmacy, it does not mean that you will just do pharmacy marketing or pharmacy manufacturing or pharmacy sales or pharmacy research. You can do anything in healthcare domain, because there is no one better than us after the physician and the nurse to actually take care of the patient. So the entire field is open to us, and you moment you touch it is gold wherever you see. So, for example, I'll tell you, there is a company which I told this that they were just doing hospital supplies up till now, and they are selling them, this stethoscopes or glucometers, etc., and supplying all this to hospital and some machines, etc. I said, why only limited to hospital? Today in hospital, surgeries are also not happening. Sutures and ligatures and nothing is needed, because they are just treating COVID patient who just don't need any operation. So I told them, you start this entire work of upgrading all factories and pharmaceutical companies or offices of various kind, financial or any other normal office. So now because they were in this domain, they were distribution marketing setup. I showed them these are the products that you can start marketing to outside other customers. So because of the credibility that they had of selling hospital products, they could actually start. So, what is the pharmacy domain career? You have to go to such people saying, I am a pharmacy graduate, and you don't go to company, pharmaceutical company. You go to healthcare companies who are selling healthcare stuff, who are who are into this situation where they want to start hygiene systems. There are food companies. You can go to people where they don't know how to take care of various things of precautions. You can go to companies where you are building them skills. So today there are few students actually, and I have other friends who are making content, training and e-skilling content, that how to train employees to work in the new normal. So you can, because of your knowledge, you can join such companies because you understand pharmaceuticals, you understand healthcare. You can make all that content saying that how to move out, how to work, what precautions to take. All this content has to be built. Posters have to be created. Now, normally, government is creating this poster, but when you go to specific things, let's say, for example, schools or colleges, how to enter, because small children are not easy to maintain and teach them. So you have to make electronic media, cartoons, gamification. So pharmacy student can use his skills in that also, and he can add some things about medicine, some things about hygiene, something about food, something about pharmacology. So little things he can create content. So you can join various marketing agencies. So it's not limited to only sales or manufacturing or R&D. It is limited to wherever you can touch the patients. Okay, next question. Thoughts on automation of pharma industries and new career opportunities in pharma industry of the time. So good you opened this topic. This is, I'm sure someone is going to take it up, but I'll share my thoughts. So for my example, automation is going to come, and it's going to come in 3-4 forms. Some of the forms which we hear normally, and I'll give you exact examples of how it works. You must have heard of machine learning. So I have machine learning over here. It's a simple blister packing machine where we teach what is, when it takes the photo, what is a black spot, what is a broken tablet, what is a different color tablet, what is a mix-up tablet. once that machine learns, it will reject the tablets which I have said these are to be rejected. So that is machine learning, and it can be done to injectable vials for any external matter, spots, etc. So this is machine learning. I'm giving you concept and example because everybody talks, but most people still don't know. Second is Internet of Things. So what we are saying is, what is Internet of Things? Internet of Things is actually the machines which are currently offline, working independently. You start getting data. That data is of 1,000 types. So, for example, in my factory, you have seen the systems. We have large number of systems and utilities. Now, some of these utilities are connected to software, but some of them are not. They are running independently. Now, if I put the IoT devices, what are these IoT devices? These are these sensors which can measure temperature, pressure, rhythm, uh, RPMs, and vibrations and all that. And that, if it's made into a database, they'll give you a baseline rhythm. And if something is going to go, let's say, breakdown, the rhythm will change and will give you an alert, and it will try to alert you. And so that I need less maintenance people, and I get breakdowns less often, and I can do preventive maintenance. It can also help me save a lot of energy. It can also help me save a lot of manpower, and it keeps systems under control. Then there is AI. So AI is also very helpful, and that's the next question. That AI, or is artificial intelligence, the large number of data is being churned out, and there are software available which will actually Spotify your data and chunk your data together to give you insights. So this business analytics and big data in a new pharma marketing company, and how someone is doing it. There are so many examples. So today there are big databases like IMS or AIUCD AVAX or a lot of other smart SMRT and various other data sources is there. So this business analytics and big data, there is export import data. So this is one is domestic, but there is a lot of big volumes. Like if we are 1 lakh odd crore industry, same amount is there in exports. Lot of exempt data I get, export import data, and I take a lot of time in churning out this till I got the software to give me a very concise report. So that I'm getting. Business analytics is also for compliance. So USFDA gives out tons of 483s every year, warning letters. There are even Indian companies who have made software where all these 483s are collated, and different inspectors can be searched, different types of warnings can be searched, different 483s can be searched, different kinds of plants and countries can be searched, and that will give you a report of how you can use that data to actually derive and go inside, hit your target audience, hit your compliance, hit your goal. So you can see sales trends, new product trends, you can see patient trends, district trends. So you can see all this big data, and many companies are doing it. All big companies, frankly, are doing this. Certain small companies are also doing this. I'm doing it for exports because my market is more of exports, and domestic is limited, but my focus is on exports. So I'm using big data for exports, and software are available for this.
Sir, there are lots of questions are coming, but the questions are repeated. So I think now we have to stop. Uh, Principal sir, shall we stop?
If there's one original one, you can just take the last one, any one which is completely different, and we can take that and we can stop. If you see anything which is different.
No, actually the questions are getting same. Means, yeah, there is no any new question. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So I think we have to conclude the session. So I request Dr. Vaishali Zadhav to please conclude the session.
Thank you, sir. It is my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on the first day of the session. On behalf of NCP and RI Karzat, I would like to thank Mr. Dharmesh Kharwar for today's wonderful and encouraging session. Your today's insightful lecture will surely motivate our participants to develop their thinking, was very nicely shared. You have shared various business ideas in the fields like sales profession, insurance agency sales, supply chain in manufacturing, and research. Thank you, sir, for sparing your precious time for all of us. I would also like to thank our principal, sir, Dr. Mohan Kari, and management for giving the opportunity to organize this program. I would also like to thank all members of organizing committee, Ajay Kharche sir, Amol Borare sir, Poonam Patil madam, and Dr. Amol Sandekar. And very important, a big thank you to all the participants for their great patience and for attending this session. Thank you all. Stay home safe.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you, Dharmesh
Thank
sir, for your valuable time.
excellent session.
Thank you very much. My
Excellent
pleasure.
thought. Yeah. And
And
all practical
if there
aspects
are
were shared.
no, thank you, sir. And if anybody has want to get in touch, ask
Yeah,
them.
sure, sure.
So you can send them, and I'll guide them wherever that are needed, and I will
Sure.
share my whatever thoughts I can.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dear participant, tomorrow we have two sessions. The one session is at 2:30 and the another session is at 5 o'clock. Both are the international speakers. So I request all to be present on time. That is the first on 2:30 and the second session is at 5 o'clock. So thank you, Dharmesh sir. Thank you, Kare sir. Thank you, Vaishali madam. And thank you all the participants.
Thank
So you are in Surat. Thank you.
you.
Nice, nice.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the
Yeah.
opportunity, and we'll meet afterwards.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.